Hello, I'm Ray Jones and I'm Professor of Health Informatics in the Faculty of Health and Human Sciences at Plymouth University. And I'm just here at the start of this short video which is going to give you a bit more detail about the 5 posts that we have on this project called EPIC, which is Ehealth Productivity and Innovation in Cornwall. So this is a collaborative project partly funded by the European Regional Development Fund, the ERDF. It's led by Plymouth University, so I'm the project director, and it's in collaboration with a number of other people, particularly Creative England run another side of the project, and then we're collaborating in particular with Cornwall Health, and within Cornwall Health 2 GPs, 2 general practices in Cornwall, CPIC, which is the Cornwall Partnership in Care, and again 2 care homes, and the Patients Association. The project will start in May 2017, and we're looking for 5 people to work with us on the project. This is a 3-year project, so these are 3-year posts. So I'm assuming that by watching this video you've already got a good understanding of what eHealth is about, but we should just emphasize that we're taking a very broad view of eHealth here, so not just apps and online packages, the internet, but also wearables, things that you might wear, which might be Fitbits, it might be insoles for people with dementia, also devices such as robots for telepresence. This is Giraffe, or as you see on here on the right hand side, the robotic seal Paro, which might be used in care homes. The context for this project, the EPIC project in Cornwall, is well known. Cornwall is a very rural county. It has generally an older population. It does have the infrastructure of superfast, but actually sometimes that superfast is not quite as fast as you think it might be. It's got the possibilities of devolution and the possibilities for better links between health and social care, but that needs to be developed. There's certainly a lack of skills and critical mass. There are job vacancies in many places that can't be filled, particularly in the social care sector. But as well as that, there are of course pockets of excellence that we need to build on, and there's a limited but specialised local market, and if Cornwall wants to build this up as a sector, they need to export possibly to other regions and perhaps other countries. The approach that we're taking in the EPIC project is a bottom-up approach involving all the relevant people, all the stakeholders, to identify the problems that they want to solve, the things that most pressing need, and for which they think technology can be at least part of the solution. And then in parallel, we'll be working with companies and groups to see if those solutions can be developed or at least adapted locally. So the rationale for this approach is that the eHealth has got great potential, but it's so often failed. And it needs to have a shared view amongst the users of its purpose. It needs to have their buy-in. It needs to have collective action to redesign healthcare tasks, and it needs upskilling to ensure the confidence in such innovations. And the context is also important in interpreting and implementing the results of any research, particularly for eHealth, where you've had rapid technological change, you've possibly got legacy systems, and you've got maybe organisational memories of recent successes and failures. So we need to work with users, not only to identify their needs and the implication for the design and development of new or the choice of existing products, but also to identify the learning needs and address the missing skills of both the user base and the designers of those new products. And thirdly, to develop the systems and technologies, but we need to have a streamlined route for the translation of research into practice, and that should be informed by local users and the context. The main focus of EPIC will be on this sort of intersection between general practice and care homes. But that's only really sort of the main focus and one place to start, because we see that as one of the areas where there is the most scope for using technology, and where there is actually a great need that's having a knock-on effect on both the primary and secondary care and in the care homes. But we emphasize that this will be a bottom-up approach, and it will be focusing on the problems identified by our 10 user groups across the county. You're not going to have enough time to look at all this slide, but and I'll come back to it a bit later on in this video. But Creative England will be responsible for the bottom half. You'll see there's two boxes, one at the top which is concentrating on the users, and the second one at the bottom which is concentrating on the what's called the SMEs, small and medium enterprises. And Creative England will be concentrating on that, but we'll be coming together frequently throughout our efforts, particularly through this thing called the Challenge Fund. The 5 jobs which are being advertised and which this video is about are all within the University of Plymouth section, that is the top half, but you will have contact with Creative England. So just to reiterate, we'll be taking a bottom-up approach to identifying needs, improving the skills and the culture through workshops across the county. These will involve all health and social care professionals, as well as patients and some students. These will then set up locality groups to focus on particular projects. The project will support these groups, and then they can then put forward their ideas to the Challenge Fund to get further funding if they think they need that to actually take that project to fruition. So this Challenge Fund is quite a large Challenge Fund, £600,000. So anybody within Cornwall will be able to form a small consortium to bid for funds. That Challenge Fund will be managed by Creative England. There will also be a small proportion of it set aside for student-managed or student-led projects, so encourage the involvement of students from any of the universities in Cornwall. We think it's very important that the project is based in Cornwall, working with care homes and GPs, so that we have a chance to discuss stuff, those water cooler moments when you get a chance to sort of have a chat about something, and so that both the project and our partners are well aware of what everybody's doing and understand the problems that are being faced and the solutions that we're trying to build. So you will be working either hot desking, maybe in a GP practice or in a care home. We've got two of each, or possibly in office space where we have small and medium companies based. And from time to time, you'll also come to the Plymouth University main campus. You can, of course, also work from home at times, so you will need to be mobile across Cornwall. Just for completeness here, I'm going to give you the details of the two PhD studentships that we're also offering. So these are separate from the 5 posts. These are 2 3-year stipends. You get a fee of about £15,000 a year plus your fees paid. And you'll see here that on the left, one of these is focusing mainly on the technology and will be supervised by Aaron Angsu, Craig and Torbjorn, and the one on the right, this will be supervised by myself, Sheena and Jackie. And lastly, there are 2 other posts. One is the project manager. That's somebody who needs a really good understanding of European projects as well as collaborative projects in this sort of sector. And there's also an administrative assistant post. The adverts for those are both on Jobs AC UK. With a number of other people, particularly Creative England run another side of the project, and then we're collaborating in particular with Kerno Health, and within Kerno Health 2 GPs, 2 general practices in Cornwall, CPIC, which is the Cornwall Partnership in Care, and again 2 care homes, and the Patients Association. The project will start in May 2017, and we're looking for 5 people to work with us on the project. This is a 3-year project, so these are 3-year posts. Health, Productivity and Innovation in Cornwall. So this is a collaborative project partly funded by the European Regional Development Fund, the ERDF. It's led by Plymouth University, so I'm the project director, and it's in collaboration with... Hello, I'm Ray Jones, and I'm Professor of Health Informatics in the Faculty of Health and Human Sciences at Plymouth University. And I'm just here at the start of this short video, which is going to give you a bit more detail about the 5 posts that we have on this project called EPIC, which is Ehealth. So I'm assuming that by watching this video, you already got a good understanding of what eHealth is about. But we should just emphasize that we're taking a very broad view of eHealth here. So not just apps and online